Objective. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the People's House. And I want to thank you, first of all, everyone for being here, celebrating together, because it's a reminder of the greatness of New York City, that everyone is here from so many different nations of origin, all contributing together to the greatness of this city. So give yourselves a round of applause. And you heard from Shirlane, and the message she is trying to give people in every corner of this city is that we need to address a challenge together related to mental health. And as leaders, and everyone in this room is a leader in a community, an activist in a community, someone, a business leader, whatever your way of contributing to your community, please help our First Lady in her crusade to let people know that mental health is something we can address together. Let's thank her for all she does. We have people here of so many different nationalities and faiths, but I want to do a special welcome to those celebrating Vesak. Am I saying it right? Vesak? Vesak. Vaisak, thank you. Which honors the Buddha's life and his enlightenment and his passing. So a special welcome to those celebrating that holiday. Tonight, look everyone, tonight we celebrate what all the communities represented here have contributed to this city. And we're talking about the Asian Pacific American communities in New York City are now 1.3 million people. 1.3 million people. Now, you know, as New Yorkers, we like to compete with California. So I want you to know that is more people of Asian descent in New York City than there are in Los Angeles and San Francisco combined. There, we put California in their place. And as I said, people of so many different countries, more than 20 countries make up the Asian American community of New York City, 45 languages and dialects, but one thing in common, everyone is helping to make New York City a better place. Now, a lot of people wanted to be a part of this event, and a lot of great leaders of this city are here behind me. I'm going to tell you who they are so you can reward them with their applause. Our Deputy Mayor, Richard Bury. Our Commissioner for Immigrant Affairs, Nisha Agarwal. Our DCAS Commissioner, Lizette Camillo. Our Veterans Commissioner, General Lori Sutton. Our Youth and Community Development Commissioner, Bill Chong. The Chair of the Human Rights Commission, Carmelyn Malalis. Our Community Affairs Commissioner, Marco Carrion. The Chair of the Taxi and Limousine Commission, Meera Joshi. My Deputy Chief of Staff, Rachel Lauder. Shirlane's Chief of Staff, Roxanne John. The Director of the Mayor's Office for Minority and Women-Owned Businesses, MWBE Businesses, Janelle Doris. The Executive Director of the Gracie Mansion Conservancy, who makes this place so wonderful, Paul Gunther. The Executive Director for the Special Events Office that puts on these wonderful events with our great team, Carla Matero. And the Chief Actuary of New York City, Sherry Chan. I want to thank, there are dignitaries from many nations, ambassadors, consul generals, we thank them all. And then we have elected officials here, the District Attorney of the Bronx, Darcel Clark. Assembly Member David Weprin, and Assembly Member Luis Sepulveda. He's got his cheering section here. See, that's only in New York that a guy named Luis Sepulveda gets a big cheer at the Asian event. That's wonderful. Now, on a more solemn note, I want you to join me, and an applause is called for here, but a real appreciation. The parents of a good young man we lost a few years ago serving this city as a member of the NYPD. We lost Detective Wen Jian Liu, and his parents are here. Wei Tang Liu, his father, and Xiaoyan Li, his mother. Let's thank them. I want to say something about what we're facing in this country right now. My friends, unfortunately, what we see coming out of Washington, D.C. is an effort to demonize all immigrants. That's what's going on. An effort to divide people, to distract from many bigger issues by suggesting there's something wrong with immigrants. And I find it to be against all of our values as Americans and all of our values as New Yorkers. Because this is the ultimate city of immigrants. We are proud. You know, we have more people born in another country who are New Yorkers today than any time in the last 100 years. And New York City is safer and stronger and more prosperous than ever because we are a city of immigrants. We have to stand up and be proud of that fact. We can't let this hateful rhetoric cause us to shrink from the truth. Now, this country has had a problem for many years, let's be clear. And Asian communities know it too well. The Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. Listen to that name. That was passed by the Congress in the 1800s, the Chinese Exclusion Act. The Japanese internment camps in World War II. These are stains on our nation's heritage, but I think we all thought we were moving past them to something better and something more respectful and something more inclusive. Well, we see it still in so many ways. We see how many members of the Muslim community have been demonized. We see how many members of the Sikh community have been demonized. We will not stand for that in this city. We will stand up against bigotry. So I want to ask everyone to remain strong in your belief in a multi-faith, multicultural society. Do not be in any way diminished by this hateful rhetoric. Don't let anyone commit an act of hatred or bias without it being reported to the NYPD, because the NYPD will find anyone who commits an act of hatred or bias. And I have to tell you, whenever someone is vilified, it's our job to stand up and respect them and celebrate them. We saw recently the horrible assault on Harkirat Singh, a cab driver who was attacked because he was Sikh. We stood by him. This city stood by him. The NYPD stood by him. We need to show we will never let one of those attacks go without a response. So, my friends, we have a lot to be thankful for. We have a lot to appreciate all the people in this room who have done so much for this city. But we also have a lot to defend in terms of our values. Now, our honoree this evening stands up for these values using one of the most powerful weapons there is, and that is the weapon of humor and satire. Hasan Minhaj, correspondent for The Daily Show. Now, he grew up in Northern California, but he got better. He became a New Yorker. He came here, like so many other great comedians and actors, to find their fame, to reach their potential. And he uses his humor to shine a light on injustice and racism and bias, and he does it in a very powerful and effective way. You've seen him on The Daily Show, and he's already gotten so much acclaim for his work there. But just days ago, as the host of this year's White House Correspondents' Dinner, I think he got a message across to America that is nothing less than memorable. He is here tonight with his wonderful wife, Bina. We are so thrilled that they are New Yorkers. And I want to call Hasan forward and Bina forward. Come up for a moment. All right. Now, one of the best parts of being mayor is you get to honor people. We all love him. We all love him. So, when you're mayor, you get to honor people in lots of different ways. And if they're really special people, you get to do what I get to do right now. This is a proclamation. But it's not just any proclamation, because it tells the story of what Hassan has already done. He may look young, but he's accomplished a lot already. And it ends with this crucial part. It says, now, therefore, I, Bill de Blasio, Mayor of the City of New York, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, May 10th, 2017, in the City of New York as Hassan Minhaj Day. Hassan, you have a day now named after you, and the City of New York salutes you and celebrates you. The floor is yours. Extra height if you want.
All right. Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. One more time for the mayor and the first lady. Oh, this is unbelievable. So, you know, there's only 5 hours left on Hassan Minhaj Day, so I have 3 major proclamations. It's in the fine print that you guys can't read here. Proclamation number 1. If you use the train today, you know how you swipe in, you get insufficient fare? You can hop over and use the train for the next 5 hours. Proclamation number 2. You ever seen those blue city bikes and you're like, I don't have a credit card and I don't want to pay? You can take a city bike today for 5 hours. Proclamation number 3. You ever wake up and you go downstairs and you see there's bags of trash everywhere in the street and you're like, why won't someone pick it up? Mayor Bill de Blasio himself will come and pick it up for you today. Now, those are all alternative facts. None of that is true, but it is a huge honor to get this. And, you know, I did grow up in Northern California, and coming to New York was really terrifying. I moved here about 3 years ago. Thank you, Mayor.
I was beginning to worry he had too much authority.
He had to check the fine print. But when we first moved here, Bina and I, you know, my mom was walking through New York in a sari, and one of the things we were kind of a little bit aware of whenever we go to other cities is that we look different, we look foreign. And one of the first things I noticed is someone came up right up to my mom. She's fully dressed in a sari and was like, excuse me, where's the 7 train? And that's New York. No matter how you're dressed, no matter what language you speak, you're part of the club immediately. And I couldn't be more proud to be a New Yorker. And I know that our country, we're dealing with 2 different narratives. It's the nativist narrative or the immigrant narrative. And I am fighting for the immigrant narrative, where regardless of creed, color, class, sexuality, gender, this is the meritocracy and the great place for ideas to rise to the top. So if you have a great idea based on merit and merit alone, this is the great marketplace for ideas, and I'm going to continue fighting for that, and I thank you guys so much. It really means a lot. Thank you. Good night. Thank you.
Your number 7 train vignette was absolutely perfect. That's why he's the honoree, everyone. Thank you for celebrating with us. Enjoy this wonderful evening together, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. That's so cool. Really, it's really good.